Hello, 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 hello. Hello and good afternoon, everybody. Hello, Durbo. Hello, Beauty. Hello, Michael. Thank you for the ban of getting famous. They really were early today. Damn. And I believe I also already got a bot follow. I think. For gathers? I don't know. Feels like a bot. Hold on, let me check that. Yeah, it's not in my list of followers, so that's probably a bot. Okay, cool. Well, we got that out of the way. Yeah, I know. I'm majorly famous. Yes. But hello. Hello. We are gonna make some more perlers today. No games today. No. Only perlers. Now there are at least 2 that I'm gonna be doing today. Number 1 is the second one for the Beauty Nerd, which is the Petey piranha. And the second one is gonna be Shovel Knight, since we just played that. And I was already planning on making a Shovel Knight, so those are the 2 we are gonna do at least. Now I think they are somewhat smaller than Rincewind over here. Rincewind took the most time last time because he's a little bigger. Now these ones are a little smaller, so I think we might have time to do a third one. If we're gonna do a third one, then I'm gonna tell you which one that is later. Not now. You'll have to stick around to figure out which one it's gonna be. Okay, yeah. But yeah, that is the plan for today. Yeah, but how are you guys doing? And how is this lovely Sunday actually treating you? It's a little warm, but the weather is nice. It's good. I did make the Tinus's thing the follower emote, yeah. But like the follower alert thing, it should be right here. But it didn't pop up when the bot did a follow. It just didn't, there wasn't a like, but maybe, if I can activate, I can do a test thing, right? I can do that in Streamlabs. Nope. I want to go to Stream. Can I please go to Streamlabs? Thank you. Should be able to do a testing. Yeah, okay. Hold on, let me test follow.
Hello.
Ah!
Follow me. Okay. Hello. Follow me. Okay.
There it is. Yeah. There it is. Oh, many thanks, Tinus. That is so freaking awesome that you made that. I fucking love it. Oh, it's so amazing. Oh, man. What else did I want to talk about? I don't know. I don't know. Did I want to say more? I don't know. Well, we can at least start promoting the D&D stuff. Next week. We are gonna continue the campaign we started on the Beauty Nerds channel, where we did a one-shot with myself, the Beauty Nerd, MTR, Petey, Bus, which is a friend of ours, and Tinus as our Dungeon Master. And we did a one-off a few weeks ago, just to, you know, have some fun, play around with it. And we all amazingly enjoyed it. It went really well. But we did that on the Beauty Nerds channel on Sunday, which is for us Dutchies from like 8 PM to midnight. And we went a little bit over time, so it got a little bit later than that. On a Sunday evening. And some of us need to work on Monday. So we were like, yeah, let's do that a little bit differently. So from now on, we're gonna switch to my channel. So about once every month, we have to see if we can plan everything, but the idea is that once a month, we are gonna do this D&D campaign right here on this channel, right here on this space here, yes, here. And we are gonna do the continuation of the story we started next week. So next Sunday, that is the 22nd of August. Be here. Be here. Right here on this channel. Because we're gonna continue. There. Okay. But let's actually start making some perler, shall we? Let's turn you off. Let's do a little bit of magic. And let me get over here. Let me see if I set this up properly. I hope so. Work with me. Okay, it's a little bit crooked, but maybe this will work. Let's see. Close enough, close enough. Hold on, let me adjust the camera a little bit. And turn it a little so it's straight. Yeah, I think that's good enough. It's a little crooked. There, that's better. Okay, so let us turn on some music. Not too loud, not too loud, just for in the background. There. And the first one we are gonna make is this one. This is, I believe, the Super Mario Brothers 3 World 4 piranha plant. I think. I'm honestly not sure, but I kind of remember the bulbous shape of it being a little bit different from the regular design. But this is the one the Beauty You Nerd wants, so this is the one we're gonna do. And we're gonna add a little bit to it because, again, this one needs to be potted like the fire flower we did last time. But she also wants it to be a little bit larger, so we're gonna add a row of petals on the bottom so it goes up a little bit more, just to make it a little bigger. That's the plan for this one, at least. There. So, let's... Let's start. Now, I believe I counted and it was... What was it? Like 26 pixels across? Something like that. So I believe it should be able to fit on a regular tile like this, but I just prefer to add a little bit of space so we can, you know, screw around a little bit if we so desire. But let's actually start with the top left, like around the outside, so somewhere around here. And let me actually pull up the picture here on my tablet so I can zoom in a little bit more. And we're gonna start with 3 across. Is the music okay, by the way? Does it need to be lowered or uppered a little bit? It's fucking hot today. I know it's warmer than usual, but it is warm, or it is doable. It's not as hot as it can be, to be honest, but it is still pretty freaking hot. Yeah, that's true. But we've had worse. A little bit lower compared to my voice. Okay, let me turn down the music a little bit then. There? Is that better? Turn it down only ever so slightly. I think that should do it. Perfect. Okay, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Well, yeah, it is kind of warm today. Then again, it is the middle of August. Right now, it is allowed to be kind of warm slash hot. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, and then we're gonna go in again. And then we go one more. Put one to the right of it. And one right here, I believe. Yeah, I think that's correct. Okay, let's do a little bit of the outside a little bit more. It is 22 Celsius. It feels a lot warmer. It feels a whole lot warmer, to be honest. It is 2 right here. And then we get the straight line down, I believe. So, right there. We're just gonna go all the way down for quite a bit. Right there. Don't know exactly how far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I believe. This is 5. So 2 more. I believe this is where we then turn back inside. We curl around inside. It feels heavy, yeah. It really does. Wait, hold on. Let me actually... Because on screen you cannot see chat all that properly. Let me actually... chat. Why don't you go ever so slightly up a little? There, that's better. That way the words don't appear behind the music titles. But it's gonna rain tomorrow, so that's probably why. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I always love these like really warm summer rains where, you know, you can even smell the warmth actually coming towards you. I always love that. Now let's see. I believe we are gonna use this color for the bright side of the lips, which is not white, it's slightly off. And I believe this is a fine color. And then for the darker parts, I think this is the right one. Like that? We'll have to look and see how this looks in the end, but I think these might be the correct colors. Like that. And here we go down like that. Stay here. And we have 2 going down right here. And I really need to be able to add a little bit more light to this somehow. I don't know how. I've already got my regular light from, where is it? Up there. Already pointing down, but it looks like it's not enough. It's really weird. Maybe I should add like a desk light here somewhere just to actually brighten up just this, but we can always look at that some other time. Rainbow Road. You go there. This one just connects like that. So we fill in this little bit with white, actual white, for the teeth. Like that. And then the rest of this gets filled in with the off-white. What are you doing here? Go back. You're not in this piece. You stupid color. There. Now be sure to stick around, especially for the end of this one, Beauty, because I do need your input on how to actually finish it and, you know, do the bottom part the way you want to. Wait. Ooh, I lost it. There we go. The first bit of the lip done. Make some coffee, hopefully stay awake from now. We'll see. Okay, let's continue on down with the outside of the lips and teeth. So this is the first tooth, teeth, whatever, how you want to call it. And then we go two across and then straight down. Like that. And then one more before we go back into the left. Like so. And from here we go down here for one. Then we jump this way. And then we go one straight down so it connects. Like that. And then we can fill in this tooth as well. With white. Just plain white. There. Let's now continue on with the edge of the lip here. So we get that line done. We have this right here, so we're gonna go 1, 2. Then I believe 1. And then 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1. So it's 2, 2, and then what? Get over here. 1, 1, and then we get the straight upper or a straight line across. That is the middle of the mouth, basically, which is 1, 2, 3, 4 wide, I believe. So 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Okay. Let's add the darker edge of the lip, which is just one row on top of everything. Like that. So go there, and I believe these are 2. Yeah. And we get 2 again. So 1, 2. Then we get 1 and then a straight line. Sorry. I'll try and keep the awful singing to a minimum. The music is way too good for me to destroy it like that. But it's just so good. Yeah. Okay, and we get 2 whites in there. With the third tooth, like that. Then we get 2 blacks more down. So we can fit 2 whites right next to it. Like that. And then 2 more whites right next to that. Like that. And that is half of the teeth done. I think, yeah. So now we just fill in the rest with the off-white. Oh, I also want to replay the Messenger again on this channel at some point. It's such a good game. I just said I was gonna keep it to a minimum, and here I am just singing along with everything. Ooh, sorry. Okay. Hello. Now there is still a black line underneath the teeth, right here. Which means there's only 1 row, yeah, 1 row of the off-white. There, and that's half of the lip done. So let's work our way up now again, and I believe it's just a perfect mirror. I think. Let me check. That's a mirror, that's a mirror. Yeah, it's just a perfect mirror. It's a perfect mirror of the one we just did right here. We just made the same that way. So we put 2 blacks there, and then we start making our way up. Hold on. What am I doing? Wait, what am I doing? Hold on. Let's do this properly. Yeah, okay, yeah. I don't know what I was thinking there. So, like that. Right there. And here we go, 1 up. And then 2 across. So like that. And here we have just a straight line up of 4. So all the way to here. Like that. Yeah, and then we can close that off. And then put the whites in for the tooth. Right there. And 1 more. 1 black needs to be removed. Wait. It's going fine, right? Runs away. No. I think this is going okay, right? was putting it down myself. No. This should be good. Fine, okay. There. And then 2 more right there. And then we get the line of 3 on top. Right there. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let's put in the teeth right now. Go right there. Yep. That's at least the teeth done. Or at least the white parts of the teeth. So we get 1 there, and then we get 1, 2 down. Good. And then wait, no. What am I doing? This all needs to go right here. Right there. Yeah, that makes more sense. Okay. And then we get the 3 down. 2, 3. And then we get 1 back, and then we get the trip. So 1, 2, trip, which gives us a 2 on the inside right here. And I believe another 2. No, it's a 1, and then a 2. Followed by another 2. 2, and then we get a 1, 1 that connects to the bottom. Yeah, perfecto. There we go. Okay. Let's add a little bit more right here for reference. There. And then we get the straight line down right here. Which should be 7 down. This is 4. 5. 6. 7. Yeah, okay. Okay, so let's add all of the darker edges right here, which is just along the black. Right there. There. Get over here. It's Eevee Community Day in Pokemon Go right now? I'm kind of surprised that game is still as big as it is, to be honest. Don't get me wrong, it's a good game and it's fun, but I would have thought that after the summer it came out, it would have died out already, but it's actually still being played quite a lot. I'm surprised. There we go. You have them all already? Shining chances. Shiny. Shine bright like a diamond. Or then it becomes more like, shine bright like an Eevee. Shine bright like an Eevee. Something like that. Umbreon? Isn't it Umbreon with an M? I don't know. I don't know my Pokemon all that well, but I thought it was with an M, not an N. Yes, okay. Still remember something about Pokemon at least. I mean, we could at some point also make like a Pikachu perler or something. But not today. Maybe a Squirtle, like a cool Squirtle with the sunglasses. You know, something like that. We could do that someday. Or maybe if someone requested it. Like something specific. That is also very much possible. Considering this is now already the... Well, technically it's the third perler I'm making for beauty. But it's the second one I'm making on stream. The first one I made quite a while ago. Just because I wanted to. There. Okay, that's the lips done. So now we go to the red part. And we have 2 shades of red. A dark red and a more... Well, it is a bright red, but it looks more pinkish. Let me think. Because we could do the same as Rincewind and keep the 2 reds kind of similar, but slightly off. And I think I'm gonna have to, because the pinkish color that I have is actually bright pink. Like, it's... I don't know if this is gonna be visibly on camera, like... Basically, the 2 different red colors I'm gonna have to use are these 2. Because I feel like this is gonna be way too bright. This is more pinkish. Although on camera it looks kind of more orangey, but I think it's gonna be these 2 again. The same as we did with Rincewind, so. But then now we need to figure out which ones are the dark ones. And I believe all of this right here is dark? Right here, yeah. And then just along right here, this is all dark. And along here, everything is dark except for the white square that's gonna be here. So it's just a line. This is not, you're the wrong color. There. You go there, I believe. Yeah, it's the same with the dark parts of the lip. It's just a single line across the black. Like that. And we can add this line as well. And you know what? Let's just keep going. Let's just actually keep going along all the way to this side. Yeah, right here. Ooh, we could actually make the VVV characters, or at least one of them at some point. We could do that as well. I haven't made one of those either. Wait, this is correct, right? Yeah. And here we go all the way down to here, but this is where a red or a white square will be. So, like that. And we do the same thing on the other side, although the white squares aren't perfectly symmetrical. Get over. Because as you can see, on the left side, in the middle of the left side of the body, basically, there is a white square here, but that one is not here. Now that might be just creative difference, or maybe that's actually the case. I'm honestly not sure. Like if that is actually part of the original design. The right side is his top part because of his eyes. So the left side is a chin. Is that actually the case? I mean, it might be. I don't know. It might be. Not sure, but you think so? Well, that's the thing. I thought back in the day, like, piranha plants didn't have eyes necessarily. You know, they were just plants. Even though they looked like they actually kinda menacingly looked at Mario, but I always thought they didn't have eyes. Or at least in the original designs. But that just might be me. I'm honestly not sure. Okay, but those are at least 2 white spots. So we can start filling in the rest here a little bit with the brighter red. Right there. Oh, I should add the Hades music onto this playlist actually. Oh, I'm gonna do that for next time. Okay, but now we do need to be a little bit careful to see where the white square actually fits in. And I believe we can actually just finish off this line like this, because it's going to be somewhere around here at this height. There. So let's actually finish off the edge down here a little. So we had 7 down. How many now do we have? Ooh, that's hard to see. I think it's 2, 1, 1. I think. So 2, 1. Yeah, we're get. So 2, 1, 1. And then we get 2 across. So like that. And then we get 3 across. I think it's kind of difficult to see, to be honest. 1, 2, 3. And then we should have 1, 2, 3. Yeah, oh my god, this is actually perfect. This actually fits perfectly. There, that's half of it. So if we wish to continue on the other side, we add 1, 2, 3 more. And then we go up with 1, 2, 3. Hold on. Change my mind, dog. Keep it 1 leaf. It's more original with 1 leaf. Okay. One leaf row, not 2. Okay, yeah, sure. Hold on, let's 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, which is correct. And then we get 1, 1. So 1, 1. And then we have 2 that go up and connect. Like that. There, perfect. Let's see. For the dark edge, we actually have 2 here. Then 1. And then we get a white square that actually goes over the dark edge here. So like that. There. And then we continue along until we get a white square right here in the middle. There, like that. And we have a white square right there. The same thing goes for the other side, right there. Okay, so we still have the white square here, which is 1 above that one, I think. Yeah, like that. And then 1 to the right. Right there. Yes, okay, and then we can fill in the rest with just a bright right. Bright right. Yay. Bright red. Oh, English very difficult. Yep. And just filling stuff in always goes a lot faster because you don't have to really think about position. It's just everything that's still blank, just put it in. Yeah, and I'm not gonna do these notes because they are way too high for me. Like that, yeah, nope. That's at least half of the body done. There. So let's do the groundwork for the other half of the body. So we have that one, we have that one on top. Yeah, which is a perfect mirror. You should take your channel logo? Oh, I could actually do that. Well, maybe that. Like my logo has a lot of like round edges, so I might have to tinker around with it a little bit to see what fits actually. But I could definitely give that a try, yeah. You are experienced, you'll figure it out? I mean, figuring it out, yeah, sure. I mean, it's just a matter of how is it gonna look. Like, is it still gonna look like my logo, or is it just gonna look like a really weird gray controller with like a thingy sticking out of it? So 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is all just blank. This is all just the red with no white square in it. Let go. Ah! Okay, even the beads are feeling the warmth. They're getting sticky. Would be great on my wall? Yeah, oh, definitely. But I'll have to look at that to see if I can actually make it work in a way. Like if it actually still looks like my logo. But it should be doable, definitely. Okay, filling up the last part of the body. And we're gonna make our way down to the stem. Get it the position, thank you. Oh. Get over here. Final ones. Okay, that is at least the body done. Yeah, I feel like the lips look okay. Those are fine colors. Again, the camera isn't that amazing at picking up these bright colors. But it looks good. Yeah, exactly, durable. Okay, so now we're gonna make our way to the stem, which starts off 4 wide. So with a black there, a black there, and then a dark green here and a bright green here. I think those are correct greens. Yeah, it should be. Okay, let's see. The black goes down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I believe. And we already have 1. So this is 3, 4, 5. The same thing goes for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With the same greens just going straight down. There. Get in there. Thank you. Hit. There. Okay. Then let's make the left paddle, which starts off 1 below and then it's 2, 2, 3, I believe. So it's 1 below and then it's 2, 1, 2, and then we get 1, 2, 3, and then we got 1, 2, 3 down. So 1, 2, 3, like that. And then we're gonna make our way back inwards, but that is starting to get a little bit dark in the picture. So let's fill in this first, the actual paddle. We'll have to see where we need to go dark, which is right here. There. And then here as well. And then we get 2, 2, and then we should have 1 left for a brighter one. So 2, 2, and then we have 1 left for the brighter one. Yeah, that's good. And this one then connects right there at the bottom of the black. Yes. Okay, so we can fill in all of this with bright green, that is. Stay in place. There. Okay. Okay, let's see, because what I think it is, I'm not sure. But we have 1 here. Then we have 1 again. Then we have 2, I want to say. So 1, 2. And then it only shows 1 more black there for some reason. And not here in between. Which looks kind of off to me. Let's at least... I believe this one should be a dark one as well. You see that too? Yeah. I think we just need to fill it in ourselves to just round it out a little bit more and, you know, make the actual stem that goes inside of the pot. But let's see how it looks. I believe this is all just the bright green. There. And then it's just yeah, it's only 2 more. So right there and there. And then the rest is the darker green. But it's not just one line. It's actually a second line right here. This is as far as I can see it, at least. Like this. So let's make the other petal first and then just see how it looks. I do think I'm gonna fill it up a little more just to make it a little bit more finished in a way. That way it looks a little better in my opinion, but maybe it doesn't, we'll see. Okay, and then we have another 1, 1, 2, and then something. So 1, 1, and then 2, and then something. Now the dark here looks actually slightly different. There's actually 1 pixel more dark on this side than on the other. That's weird. Let's see, 1, 2, and then another 1, 2. Wait, did I go too far out? Yeah, I did. Whoopsie. Wait, what am I doing? Yeah. Okay, hold on. Let's go there. So we go 1, 2, and then 1 down. Yes. 1, 2, 1 down. 1, 2, 1 down. 1, 2, 1 down. Down. And then there. There, that's better. Whoopsie. Oh, okay. Ooh, hello. Drownedina Cup. What? Hello? Thank you. I'm doing my best here. Or at least I'm trying not to screw up. I don't know. That's your name. Drownedina Cup. Drownedina Cup. What's it? Is that not correct? Down in the cup. Wait, why did I put an R? No, it says drown. There's an R there. That makes sense. No, it doesn't make sense. There's an R there after the D. There's an R. Hold on, let me actually pay attention to what I'm doing. Okay. But now for the dark green, this one actually fills in the entire row here. Which is not the case right here. This pixel right here. Here it's light and here it's dark. For some reason. Drowned in a cup. Okay, yeah, okay. That actually that actually makes more sense. I mean, I still don't understand how you could drown in a cup, but okay. To each his own, I think. What is it? This thing? This is a Petey piranha plant from Mario, and I believe this is specifically the one from Super Mario Bros. 3 World 4. Which is kind of a different design from the regular piranha plants. What will I use it for? It's actually a gift. It's a gift for someone. It's for the beauty nerd who is in chat. And she's gonna put it like in the picture. She's gonna put it in a pot and just put it in her living room. Show my wall? Crap. Then I need to screw around with the camera. Hold on. Let me do that a little later. But why do you ask these things? Forecast. Yeah. No, trust me. I have a whole lot of perlers that I've made myself, and they're up on my wall. Okay. Let's actually finish this off because let's see. I think it's doing the same thing here with the one more dark there. The two brights here. But then the bright connects here across. So we have 3 more brights right there, I think. Like that. Glue them to something? No. You actually iron this. You iron this all together. We'll do that. We'll do that in a little bit. We're almost done with this one. Okay. And then I think everything just becomes the dark green. I think. And then to make it symmetrical, it's that. But it looks a little weird with the floating black dots there. It looks weird. Yeah, it makes one solid piece, exactly. Like this is all plastic. And if you heat it up, it like melts together in a way. So they all stick together and then it becomes one plaque. But beauty, this is as far as I can see the picture, I think. Now I wanna add just the 2 blacks right here, just to finish it off. And actually go further across down. Like that, to actually create the stem. But there's no white dots. What do you mean white dots? On the leaf? What? Yeah, no, like the camera doesn't pick up the colors correctly. Like if you look at this, these are all the colors that I have. And you can see, like, this is supposed to be like blue-greenish. And you can't see that. This is the bright green that I'm using. And it looks more gray. And especially this one. This is the very brightest yellow that I have. And it just has this, like, weirdly gray mush over it because of the camera. Like, you can slightly see the yellow coming through. But it's just that the camera isn't up to snuff to pick up the colors correctly. So that's the problem. That's why it looks a little off. But trust me, the colors are more bright than they should be. Well, no, it's not the camera dying. It's just, it's as good as a camera as it is still a webcam. Do the same thing for the stem you did with the fire flower. Yeah, but I don't remember what I actually did with the fire flower. Like, I know we made something like this. And then we just went straight down. But do you remember how wide we made it? Did we make it 4 or 6 wide? Well, I have it, but it's in my car. I actually put it in my car to give it to you, and then I forgot last time we went to the movies. And then I never took it out of the car again. So I don't remember if it was 6 or 4 wide. But I believe it was 6. How do you scale them from the game to real life? Pixel by pixel. Like the image that you see here is actually just a pixel by pixel rendition from the game. And it may not look like it, but that's the thing with these pixelated things. The closer you look at them, the more apparent the individual pixels become. And in our mind we don't really notice that when we're like playing and enjoying the game, but the pixels are very much there. Let's make the stem a little longer. There and there. Get over here. That's a thick stem. Yeah, but that's the thing, like she's actually gonna put this in a pot. So it needs to be a little bit wide, like a little bit thick to have the strength to actually hold itself up. Is this okay, Beauty? Do we add a little bit more? I don't remember how long we made it with the fire flower. Hold on, I can actually look that up because I put that up on my Pinterest. Hold on, let me actually have a look at that. Pinterest. Let me actually have a look at that. Yeah, we made it 6 wide. And then we went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 layers down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so it now has pretty much the exact same stem as the fire flower. Yeah, it's the exact same, except for the fire flower we made this black, like the outer, like yeah, the outer green ones we made that black, but that doesn't matter. It's gonna stick in a pot anyway. But yeah, that means we are done with this one, or at least with putting the beads in place. So now it is time for the dangerous part, which is actually ironing them together. Hey, don't thank me yet. I can still screw this up. Don't thank me yet. Where's my iron? Get over here. Ugh. Okay, so the way we do this actually is we take some baking paper, or that's at least what we call it in Dutch. And now you have specific paper you can buy to do this, but you don't really need it. Just regular oven paper works absolutely fine. And you put that over it so the perlers don't stick to your iron itself. And then what we do is we just take it when it's warm, and then we just go, and then we just iron out the beads so they melt a little bit. Now you don't want to go too far, because at some point the beads can actually melt into the boards underneath. And you don't want that to happen, because then they just get stuck in. You screwed up your art, you screwed up your boards, and you can buy some new stuff and start all over again. But I think this is coming along quite nicely. There. That looks good. In here a little bit more. There. I think that's good. Yeah, I think that's good. It's warm? No, warm. Warm. It needs to melt a little bit, so it's warm. Yeah, exactly. It is taking shape. Like it's melting. Yeah, exactly. That's the point. Now we do need it to cool off a little bit, because it's really, really hot. Like you can actually burn your hands on this stuff. It's that hot. So it needs to cool down a little. So kids, it's okay to play with beads at home. Just don't swallow them. And if you want to iron this stuff, go do that with your parents. Don't do it yourself. Okay, so let's actually see if we can carefully take off the paper. There we go. It's almost done. Almost. Yeah, it's still really warm. But as you can see, as I try to take it off, you know, it feels kind of loose. Like I can bend everything. Like it's still a little bit weak. So in order to give it some more strength, we're actually going to turn it around. And then we're going to iron out the other side as well. Because now the strength all comes from one side that I ironed out. So if I iron out the other side, the strength comes from both sides. And especially since this one is going to be standing up, you really want it to be strong enough to actually stand like that. So you actually want to make this quite strong. There. There, that looks good. Yeah, it is fast. Like my iron can get pretty hot. So, you know, the hotter your iron is, the faster it melts, which is a good thing, because if you let it melt really slowly, like the paper can actually lift up a little bit from the warmth, and then the beads can stick to the paper and come loose, and then it takes all individual beads can be taken off and be scrambled about, and then yeah, it becomes a mess, and everything just gets everything gets destroyed. Okay, but But this is starting to look good. And there we go. Ooh. Now you can see, well, maybe you can't, but here the beads are pretty much almost like closed, while here they are still a little bit open. So I'm actually gonna adjust that a little bit by ironing out this bit a little bit more, just so it looks a little bit more symmetrical. There, I think that's better. Yeah, it's pretty hard to see actually on camera. I'll see if I can show you in a little bit. Like you can see, it actually sticks to the paper. Okay. Okay, let's see if I can show you this. Like here, you can see on this side, like the inside of the beads is just gone. Like the holes are closed. While here you still see the holes a little bit. And on this side you see a whole lot more holes. It's just a matter of how much do you actually iron it out. But yeah, this is the piranha plant. Now because of the heat, it's actually starting to curl up a little. So let's actually take something a little heavy and actually put that on top of it, like, and we'll put it over here and put something heavy on top so it's, you know, stays a little bit more flat. Now I can show you now the my wall. Hold on, let me actually do this upside down. There. That's my wall, and all those perlers that are up there, I made all of them myself. And that's what I'm doing actually here. Yeah, Crash is there, we got Vivi, Dante, Rincewind, Fez, Mario, Kirby, Goku, the ninja from the Messenger, Meat Boy, Sans, and Isaac. And today we are gonna add one, maybe even two. Okay. Mr. Iron, you can go now. Thank you very much. We'll be needing you a little later. But now we are gonna move on to the second project of the day. Okay, let me actually put my camera back into position. There, I think that is good. Yeah. Glue toothpicks on the back. No. Okay. So we are done with Petey, Piranha, and we're gonna move on to Shovel Knight. So instead of the red and green, we are now gonna be using blue. Now I didn't have a look at the colors yet. Let's see, because it's not so much blue as it is more teal. Let's see, because we have the like actual bright blue, and then we have the more, yeah, what kind of color is that? It's more dark teal in a way. And I think I have that. I think I have the correct colors for that. I don't know if the camera is gonna want me to show this, but I'm feeling like these two colors are gonna be the main colors here. I think. Like this is gonna be the bright blue and this is gonna be the darker blue. I think that should work. Because this is too bright of a color to make the difference. Like this one is a little bit more in between these. And this is way too bright blue-ish. Like I said, it's more teal. And this is gonna go more towards green. So I think these two are the ones that we're gonna use. Yeah, I think so. Okay. Would look perfect on the wall. Well, that's why I'm doing this. To add more to the wall. Okay, let me actually take a sip because it's warm. I know, Durable, that's just the quality of the camera. Yeah. Hold on, do I still have some... Yeah. Okay, where did I put my... There. Thank you, Durable, thank you. It's just a playlist that I actually made for these streams. Now I feel like we just want to start with the tip of the shovel actually, and then just make our way down and into Shovel Knight himself. So let's start like right here on the tip top. And I believe it is 2. Hold on, let me actually... Oh, you got your Starbucks? Oh, that's so nice. Let's see, yeah, it's 2 wide, the tip, and then we're already gonna go down. And then so that's 1, 2. And then we get the actual side of the spade, or the shovel, whatever you want to call it. Okay. Now let's see. We are taking the bright blue. We're gonna start right there, like that. Get. Let go. Bees, you're way too sticky today. Ah. Okay, so this is just going to be a straight line down, like that. This one goes down for 3? No, just 2. And then we get the third one to add to that, like that. Which then goes down for, is that 2 or 3 pixels? I think it's 3 actually. Like that. And then we get 2 more to finish it off. I think that's correct, or is it just 2? Hold on. What's it? No, it's 3. It's 3. So the black just keeps continuing downwards like that. on both sides. Like that. And it actually goes one more down than what we have with the bright blue. Like that. And then we get a, from right to left, we get a bright blue. We get a darker blue. And then we get two blacks. Then we get another bright blue. And another darker blue. There, like that. And the rest is all white. Now I do need some more whites because my whites are almost empty. Now, luckily I have more. There. So we can fill up our whites. There. Okay, so now we can actually start filling in the rest of the shovel. And yes, I actually deliberately picked this pose instead of the regular pose simply because it puts more emphasis on the shovel itself, actually. I didn't get you anything, excuse me, but I believe I gave you a piece of art, which is way more expensive than just a cup of coffee. Or is that not enough for my hubby? Well, it wasn't so much that as it was that I did it with other cars. Okay, that's the top part, like that's the actual top part of the shovel. Now for the tricky part, because now I need to figure out how many pixels we're gonna go down for it to be the actual length of the shovel itself. It's okay as long as you can watch. And next to it is the darker blue. Wait, where did there you go. Okay, now let's figure out how far we need to go down with this. Let me think. How are we gonna figure this out? Oh, this is gonna be so difficult to figure out. I should have done this beforehand. How long are you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. And then we get 9, 10. I think the dark blue part is 11 pixels long. So we had that and then 1, 2, yeah. So this has to be 11 long. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we need to add 5 more of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the shovel is actually that long. And then it adds off with 2 blacks underneath. Okay. Now let's see, because for his armor, his horns and stuff like that, we have white, which is just bright white. But there's also like a orangey color in there. Now, which color fits that the best? Because that is too bright. I feel like that's too pink. Yeah, I think we're gonna go with the darker off-white that we used for the piranha plant. Which is this one, right there. Yeah. So right there. We got 2 blacks here on the side to finish off the hilt. On this side. We get 2 below. There. And then this connects to his horn, actually, right here. Get into position, thank you. This one actually fills up all of this, I think. Yeah. We have these 2 here. So we get... let's see, this is a bright black and then bright around it situation. How do you do it so quick? I just go pixel by pixel. You know, I figure out what I need to do and then I do that. It's just a matter of doing the motions. It's not that difficult. You still be making that flower from months ago? Nah. Trust me, it goes a lot it goes more quickly than you would think. It really does. Okay, but by the looks of it, the Shovel Knight's actually going to become a lot bigger than I thought. But practice makes perfect. Yeah, but that's true for everything. As long as you stick to it, you're gonna get at least somewhat decent at everything that you do. Let's see, we're gonna go 2 up more. Wait, yeah, up here. And that is then gonna go over. Wow, he really has tiny arms. Because this is actually all that connects to it. A single pixel. Like that. Like there's actually a single pixel that connects everything. Wait, hold on. No. Like that. Which means I'm gonna have to iron this one out pretty thoroughly to make it at least... to at least make it strong enough that it doesn't fall apart. There is one of you right there. Okay, I think this is correcto? No, it's not. This one scoops up, I think. Yes, because then we have one bright one right here in the middle, and the rest of it is dark. There. That's his shoulder pad. And I did put in here a white, but maybe that is just actually a blank pixel. I'm honestly not sure. But okay. Let's actually make our way up to his horn now. So from here we have 1, 2. And then it becomes double, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 high. From the double, right? Yeah, from the double. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 high. This one connects. Yep. This one completely connects to it. And then the top two go to the right again. For 2. Like that. A blank pixel. Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, is it blank or is it white? Or do I leave the pixel out? Like that. Well, we'll have a look at that at the end when everything's been put in, because it feels kind of difficult to say something about that right now. Yeah, exactly. Like, that's the thing. Like, these things aren't set in stone. If I want to make it slightly different than the original design, then that's completely up to me. I mean, that's basically what we did with Rincewind, simply because we didn't have as much colors as the thing actually has. We just took some creative liberty and just made it our own. And that's completely fine. You would leave a hole. Yeah, we'll have a look. Like I said, we'll have a look when it's done. Because there is also going to be white in his helmet, so it might actually fit in, like in his horns and in his armor. There is a little bit of white there, so maybe it actually fits with the entire picture. Let's see, how far are we going to go up here? With the hilt, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. And then we're gonna go this way for 1. Then we have 2. Then we have another 2. Then we go 1, 2, 3 down. 1, 2, 3 down. And then we go over and all the way down. Like that. One more. Get. Like that. And then it connects there. Yeah, okay. So we can now fill in the horn, which is there. And we're gonna follow along. Like that. Here at the bottom, it's gonna go 1 over. That's gonna go all filled in all the way down with an added 1 right there. And then we then just fill in this square of 3 by 3. Like that. Okay. And that leaves all of this to be white. Like so. Get in there. Okay, that's 1 horn done. Yeah, it's getting there, Okay. There, and then we're gonna go with black over on top for his helmet. is there, and then we're gonna go make a straight line across. Just like that. Okay. How far are we gonna go? 1, 2. Let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then on 8 we're gonna go down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that makes 6, 7, and then number 8 we're gonna go start there. Number 8 we're gonna go down. Like that. Which is width number 8 is 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there. And then this is going to be the start of his visor right here. Like his pee-pee hole. And no, not that pee-pee hole. I mean his eye pee-pee hole. Yeah, we're just gonna keep on going with his visor all the way until we're 1. Yeah, just 1 away, actually. So like that. Let's start filling in this bit with dark. Yep. There. Then the top one is going to become bright. And the other two are still dark. Then everything is going to become bright for 2 rows. Or for 2 columns, actually. Like that. And then we get a single white one with 2 more brights below. Then the 2 here in the corners actually are the bright blue. There, and then the rest becomes white. Like that. Like that. Yeah. Okay, now let's actually start going up here so we can actually go down a little bit more constructively. So let's make his left horn, or his right horn, technically. For us it's left. For him it's right. Yeah. Well, let me actually grab some more blacks. There, that's already my black bag empty. So I really need to order some more. I mean, I still have some left in my other tray, but still. Like blacks and whites, you always need a lot more of than you think. Simply because it goes into everything. Ooh. Oh, and hello, Petey. Hello. Oh, yeah. Well, I cannot dance. I cannot dance now. Crap. Let me dance with it like this. And then, we get the fingers. And then we get the fists. And then, we're gonna go all the way across. Like that. Woohoo! Thank you, Petey. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for the 2 months. How are you doing, buddy? If I stream D&D, would you want to join voice chat at the beauty... What? Oh, Darkest Dungeon. I would like Dungeons and Dragons. You got a Founder's Badge? The what? What the heck is a Founder's Badge? And then on that one we're gonna go over. Yep. Right there. It's the first badge? Well, you should have had that the last time already. Shouldn't you? Wait, what am I doing? Oh yeah, we're going up. For I want to say 3. And then we get 1, 2, and then that connects back here, and that should be at the same height. Yeah. Okay. So 1, 2, 1, 2. We get a 1. Yep. Let's see. How does this connect here? We have 2 here, then 2 next to it, which then becomes a stairway of singles all the way up. So there. I think that's correct. Like that. Yeah, I know. We're actually gonna continue the D&D. It's so awesome. Yes. I'm really addicted to D&D right now. I just can't help myself. Okay. Okay. We have some more sirens outside. We had something happen in the building earlier this week, and I still don't know what it was. But, like, there were actually 3 fire trucks here and 3 vans worth of policemen. And they needed to be somewhere here in this building, and I still don't know why. Another session next week. Nice. So, yeah. That means for Community Day, I don't know. Because Beauty was saying that she wasn't gonna do both Community Day and the D&D on a single day. So that might actually mean that Community Day is gonna be skipped 2 weeks right now. But that's up to Beauty, of course. Yeah. Well, it's more a fact of what is Beauty then actually doing for her stream next week. If she's not doing, if we're doing the D&D, because then she's not doing Community Day. Or at least, that's what she said. Yeah, or she maybe even won't stream at all, but I think she is gonna stream something, but just not Community Day. More Bubba. I don't think she'll have the energy for more Bubba. I think she's actually gonna do like 1 or 2 more streams of Bubba and then just be done with it. I think. Just a joke. Yeah. Exactly, so her brain hurts even more. Okay, so that's the left horn done. Which means we are now gonna move on to his face. Or like the rest of his face. Let's see, how far do we go back? I believe this is gonna be the edge of the face. I know all of these songs are bangers. That's why I made this playlist. How far are we gonna go down? 1, 2, 3, and then with the 4th we're gonna go across. So right there. Great wide wacky world, jump with me, grab coins with me, oh yeah! Time to jump up in the air, jump up, don't be scared. Your cares will soar away. I didn't know the lyrics there. Be the one up, girl. Yeah, like I said, you're not gonna do the D&D and community on the same day. Yeah. Your laptop is constantly lifting up now? What? What do you mean lifting up? Oh, you mean it's like actually doing the... Yeah, okay, that one, yeah. Let's see. This corner is dark. And we got a bright right next. 2 brighty brights down. And then another dark. And then the rest is just white. I need the screwdriver first. Dock is too much for the laptop. Yep. Okay. Let's have a look here because... Yeah. Let me fix my OCD a little bit. Okay. So this is gonna be a straight black line all the way across. Right there. You missed the bottom top? Whoopsie! Okay, and then we're gonna go there. Okay. And there are two darks in here. And the rest of the line is just black again. Oh. Okay. Then after that, let's actually move on to his left, or his right arm, for us left. So, two darks, followed by two brights. Ah! Followed by another two brights, followed by two darks, followed by a dark and a bright. There are actually two darks below the square of brights, right there. Right there. Tiddly, tiddly, brr, brr, brr. Then we get the edge of his shoulder right here, which is going to be a straight line down. That was only for two right here. There. Then we have one of the off-whites right there. And then it connects all the way over across. And it connects with the corners right there. Like that. Okay, so let's finish off the arm. There, with a dark next to it. That then gives us two darks on the outside. Right there. Two blacks next to it. Right there. Oh yeah, sure thing, Yuichi. See you later. Well, he's probably already gone, but see you later. Okay, I believe that is his arm done. Oh, thank you, Petey. Thank you, thank you. So we are now gonna go over to his breastplate. Let's see. we start right here. We actually go down one more with the black. Petey is a vampire now. Right. We actually make a little bit of a stairs downwards. Which goes 1, 2, and this one continues on down. But it does have a stump right here. And it's gonna go 1, 2, 3 down from the stump. So 1, 2, 3. Gonna go left. And then get over here. Down again. Okay, let's see. We here have a square of brights. Right there. With then 2 blacks right next to it. There are 2 darkers right there below. Right there. The music, yeah! The music is awesome. Let's see, we finish off the 2 darks with a black. Then we get 2 bright ones. That. And we do the same thing, 1 lower right there. And we don't need this one right now. Like that. And then we fill it in with a little bit of white. It's hard to tell the difference. Yeah, I know. If I want to do this like more professionally, if you can even do that with these perler beads, then I would just need a better camera to pick up the colors better. But because it's not just the blue, it's all colors that don't really pop out as much as they should. Especially the yellow ones, like right here. Look. This right here, where there's like this gray wash over it, that is actually the brightest yellow that I have. And you don't even see that. Like, it's the brightest yellow there is, and you just don't see it because there's just this gray mush over it. The camera is just having trouble with these colors. So, yeah. Let's see, we did the whites, so now we get the off-whites. Which is, oops, excuse me, 2 and then 3. Like that. With a white below it. And then an off-white right here with a black. Is it? Is it a black? Yeah, it's a black. A black right there. And then let's see if we come from this side. We have this line right here. So we go in 1 more for 2. And then the rest is just going to be a straight line down from here. So, right there. Like that. All the way down. Now there is a little bit of a thingy right there. There. And one more right here. And then we fill in all of this with just the dark. Go back. There. 3. Then we got 3 whites next to it. Then we have 2 more off-whites. Like that. Then right here we get 2 darks. Two darks, 1 black, 3 darks, 1 black, 1 dark, followed by a black. There. Then here we have 2 brights. Yeah, followed by 2 blacks. Yeah, this one is already nearing its completion. So we might actually do a 3rd perler today. 2. Wait, we just did 2. Yeah, brights. So now we have 2 blacks. We got another bright with a black. Okay, so now we're gonna go 1 more over, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blacks in a row. So 1 over, and then we have 1, 2. 3, 4, 5 blacks in a row. We skip 1 and then we go with black all the way across. And we go, yeah, all the way to here. Okay, let's do this leg first, which is 2 blacks, a bright, and a black. Which starts off at the same place. So 2 blacks, a bright, and a black. Then we just got 3 blacks, still from the same starting position. 1, 2, 3. Then we got 3 that are scooted over 1. Damn, there's a whole lot more black in this than you would think at first glance. Okay, and then underneath that we have one black with two darks. There, that's one leg. Now for the other one, in the middle of these 6 we have 2 blacks, a dark and a black. So 2 blacks, a dark and a black. Then we got 3 blacks. Get over here. Ah. There. 3 blacks. And we got 2 blacks. And for the final one, we have 1 black with 2 darks. There. Don't forget to order new black perlers. I know. I really need to. But yeah, there we have it. That is Shovel Knight. It felt like it was gonna be a lot bigger when we started off right here. Like it felt like I actually needed to maybe add another row of boards to make it, but it's actually that like the head is almost half of the entire thing. So it turned out not to be all that far below, but there is a lot of black here. A lot more black than I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be a lot more blue, but it was just more black. Now, if I look at it, I'm not as keen on the dark blue as I want to. But I still think it is the best color that I have for it. Like, I don't have a color that fits better. So I think this is actually the best that I can do with this. Now the question becomes if this is gonna hold and if this is gonna hold, because these are like the weak spots of the thing. Like it actually connects only with 1 bead here and 1 bead here. So we'll have to see how that's gonna work out. And I think I'm actually gonna leave this one white. It feels like it fits a little bit more with the rest, like just ever so slightly, things being brightened up a little. It feels like it can also be done right here. Because I feel like this feels a little weird, in a way. Just having a hole there. So I think this fits a little bit more with the white in it. But that's just me. Anyway, time to iron it out. Whoop. Let's grab the ironing it. Get over here. There. Now, like I said, we're probably gonna need to iron this one out a little bit more than usual because of all the weak spots. Just to give it a little bit more strength. Okay, let's give our iron a second to actually warm up. And there we go. Okay. So far, so good. Let's see. I think I'm gonna not go too far on this side and just give it a little more strength on the other side. Some of these beads don't really want to cooperate. Come on, melt. Thank you. Especially the white ones for some reason. The whites are being very stubborn. There. It's a little better. Yeah, I think this is good. Let me actually pour myself another glass. Because it is hot today. Huh. Okay. Let's see how this one's gonna look. Yeah, it already feels a little bit more fragile than usual, just peeling off the paper. Okay. I don't want to break you. Oh, the shovel itself is also really weak. Okay, so here we have him. Camera, please work with me. But let's give him a whole lot more strength on this side. Now, luckily, I'm gonna put him up on my bulletin board, so I can put in as many pins as I want to, you know, avoid all of the weight being put on a single bead. Okay. See how he's gonna work out. Let's actually pull out the piranha plant. And look, here we have Petey piranha right now. And it's quite sturdy now. Like yeah, I think this works. Like you can just put it in a pot like that. So yeah. This turned out quite alright. Okay, let's peel off the paper. Ever so carefully. Okay, now, of course, he is now still being a little bit wobbly, but that's normal. It's still warm. So we're actually gonna put him underneath the weight now to cool off. There. Okay. That is perler number 2 done. Now we still have a lot of time. So, we are actually going to do a third one. And some of you might actually recognize this one. Because we did play as this character a little while back. So we are done with Shovel Knight. And we are actually going to pull back Blount from the Goblins game. Now this one is gonna be a little bit tricky. Because... as you can see, his hair isn't really that well connected to anything. Like, I actually managed to find, well, it's not so much the shadows, it's his hair that's the problem. Like, I found the picture you see on the bottom. The top one I took out of my playthrough. But the one on the bottom actually shows you just a pixel by pixel rendition of Blound. And especially his hair, there are a few beads there, like a few pixels that are just kind of floating. They only connect with like the corners. So we'll have to see if we can actually make that work. Because by the looks of it, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots that are going to become really, really weak in his hair. So we'll have to see how that's going to work out, actually. But we'll see. We're just gonna give it a try. If it doesn't work, we'll improvise, I think. So I guess we're just gonna go from top to bottom. Which means because I'm looking also at the shadows, as you were saying, Beauty. Like in the actual game picture itself, there are, let's see, 1, 2, 3. I want to say 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. No, there are 4. 4 shades of purple. And I only have 2. Yeah. So we are actually gonna take over the idea of the pixel rendition that we found, actually. I think we're gonna stay very close to that one. I think. Simply because it looks alright. Yeah, you do remember this guy, Dirtle. So we're actually gonna stick to this one. Now, for its face, all the shadow there is gone. I'm not sure if I can add that. I'm not sure. I don't think so. I think we're just gonna stay true to this one, actually. Like for everything, even for his eyes. Even though there's just like, right here there is like a little bit of gray on the right side of his eyes for if you look at the picture. Just to give it a little bit more shadow, but that's the thing. Like if we don't add any of those kinds of shadows here, then it's gonna look weird if we're gonna put it in the eyes but nowhere else. So I think this is actually there. This is actually pretty one-to-one what we're gonna do, I think. We'll have to see how we manage with the colors. But yeah, I think that's the plan. And then we'll see what happens with the hair. How that's gonna work out. Let me actually grab some more black. Because black was coming pretty fast. With Shovel Knight. And by the looks of it, we're gonna use a lot of black here as well. Okay. That should be enough. Of course, they are now everywhere. Okay. Now let's see, let's just start with his hair. Somewhere around here. And then we have 2 more going this way. We have 1 there. And then 1 right there. And that's all gonna connect with 4 in a row. And then we skip 1 to have 1. And that then connects there with an entire row going all the way. It's actually going 1 further than what we have right there. I think I'm gonna scoot everything over just a little because we still have the elbow coming out, sticking a little bit out. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this was like that. Let me see, that's correct, right? There, that makes that. Yeah, okay. Well, let's see, because we have 1 more row of blacks actually, which starts off even 1 further. Like that. And this one is actually gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4 over. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that. The end 2 get 2 on top. And then we get 2 more that are floating. Like that. I'm not sure if this is gonna work out, but we'll see. Let's see, we're gonna scoot 1 over. We have 1. I can't count anymore. 4, 5? 2. So right there, that should be correct. Underneath the square we have this one, so here we're gonna go back out again. We actually give it 2 spaces. And then we have the floating one right there. Yes, okay. Now his face is gonna scoot one over with the blacks. So, right there. Like that. And then we're gonna go 1, 2 rows down only. So 1, 2 rows down. Which actually gets a connector right there. Yeah. And then the connector connects again with the tip of his ear. Right there. Which is then gonna go 2 pixels down. 1, where did you go? 2. And then it's just a straight diagonal line all the way down. Like that. You might need something like a transparent perler to make it solid. Yeah, I think so. I think I'm gonna need that to make it work, but we'll see what happens. We can always add them later if we want to. Okay, that's actually the edge of his hair. So let's start his eyes. Let's see, so we have off, then 2 whites, black, white, black. And I think, again, we're gonna go with the same color. Holy crap. So it's the off one, 2 whites, a black, another white, followed by another black. Right there. Yeah, okay. So here we have 3 rows of off. Followed by 3 of white. There. Followed by 2 whites, a black, and then 2 whites again. We already have one, so 2 whites, a black, and then 1, 2 whites. No, hold on. No, the black actually scoots one over. Yeah. Like that. I think that is actually correct. Yes, okay. So here underneath the black stump we get... Hello, where are you going? We get 3 more whites. Like so. What is wrong with you? Why are you standing up? Okay. Like that. So 3 whites. Then we get another 2 black 2. And since we already have one, this makes 2 black. Get over here. Wait, I'm grabbing black. 2 black 2. followed by another 3 here. 1, 2, 3, and then we go with black all the way around the eye. Like so. And this becomes the off-white and everything here as well. Yeah, okay. Okay, so let's start filling it in a little. Get over here. There. And this is all just the same until at some point we're gonna get to his mouth. Let's see, where does his mouth actually start? From here, this black one, we go 1, 2 across, 1 down. So we go 1, 2, 1 down, right there. And then his mouth is 2 on top of each other. Then we get 1 and then a straight line all the way across. And all the way to here, I believe. And then we get 1 that goes up. And then we get his nose, which is 1, 2, 3, and then we get the tip. So 1, 2, 3. Then we get the tip. And then of course we're gonna go 1, 2, 3 back. Yes. Okay, and let's see, because his face goes down here, and it actually leaves space for 1 row of off-whites. Right there. And that is just a straight line until it connects to the diagonal line coming down. This one. So right there. There. Yes, and then we just fill in his face. Okay. That's his lower lip done. Now for the rest of his face. Boom, boom, There we go. There. Like that. There. Okay, almost done. There. Okay. So that's his face. I would have preferred if we could have actually added a little bit more shadow, like around his eyes and stuff like that, but I don't have the colors to do so. So that's a little sad, but it's fine. Let's see, let's start doing his collar. Let's see, we first need to add one more black. Right here in this corner. And from there we actually get his shoulder right there. Just for reference. 1, 2. The drawing actually adds one more here for his shoulder. I think I'm gonna leave that. Because I don't think it actually is there in this one. Let's see. It was 2, 1, then 2 for me. And then we get 1, 1. And then we get 2 for his elbow. Like that. Now we'll see how it looks when we fill in the rest. Because it does look kind of weird with that extra black there, to be honest. Now let's see. For the other edge, this is actually just a straight black line all the way down. Going actually pretty far down. Let's leave it like that for now. Transparent perlers do exist. Yeah. Let me see. Oh no, those are the pearl whites. Hold on, I thought I had those, but I don't know, because I used them on the Fez one, but they're not here? Are those the... Did I use the pearl whites? No, those are the transparent ones. We'll look at that a little later. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe it does work like this. Maybe. Hopefully. Camera. Please keep your position. Oh no. Camera. No. Ah. I kicked the stand ever so slightly. Okay. Okay, so for his color, we basically have 2 colors of red. And it may seem kind of boring, but I think we're still gonna use the same 2 red colors again. Simply because they fit the best. I think. Because going brown doesn't make any sense. And that is more purple-ish. So that doesn't work, and that is all way too bright. So I think it's gonna be the same 2 reds again. We've been using over and over again. Let's see. Let's start with the dark ones, which start off right there and there. Then we get this line going all the way across, except for 1. And that then becomes a bright one. Okay. And then here we add a few more of the dark ones. Like that. I think. That's 1, 2, 3. Why do I have 4? Why do I have 4? What am I doing wrong? I'm screwing up somewhere. What am I doing wrong? 2 en dan 1, 2, 3, 4. What am I doing wrong? Hold on. I'm screwing up somewhere, but I don't know where. Hold on. 1, 2. Then we get the thingy. That brings us to 1 dark. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. It should be a bright one. And then there should be the black line across. Hold on, what?
Hello, follow me. Okay.
And hello,
follow me. Okay.
streamer fond, calm, Dusty. Right. Thank you for the follow. Wait, his ear is too big. Hold on. His ear is too big. That's where I'm screwing up. Yeah, these should have been right there. Yeah, okay, which means this one is gone, this one is gone. I think all of this just scoots over 1. I was like, I'm screwing up somewhere, but I don't know where. Wait, so it's 1, 2, 3, and then we're gonna go inwards. And then all of this just scoots 1 over, I think. Like that. But then this one doesn't fit. Hold on. We have oh, because this one scoots 1 over as well. Hold on. Yeah, okay. And that means this one is gone. You're that one, right? Yeah. And then we get the 1, 2, 3, 4. With the 1, 2, 3. Are you? These reds are way too similar. Can't see the difference. I literally can't see the difference anymore. Crap. Hold on, let me actually shine a light on this too. Kinda see the difference. Hold on. That means this one, and then there. These are the bright reds. Now, do I see the difference? You are not a bright red, you are dark red. You are a bright red. Okay, we're back on track, I think. Yeah, okay, we're back on track. Okay, cool. Sorry! Did a little bit of a screw up there. Whoopsie! Okay, so we have the two darks right there, or the two brights. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 brights going across here. No, 3. And then we're gonna go up. And then all the way up to his shoulder. There. There. And there. Okay, that's at least his collar done. So let's finish off his arm here and then fill it in as we go. So we did the elbow here with 2. So then we're gonna go 1, 1, and then we get 1, 2, 3 down for the back of his hand. Three down for the back of his hand. 1 more here. Yeah. And this, here we go back up with 1, 2. We go 1 step over again, but also this. No, hold on. No, I'm screwing up. Hold on. Pay attention. 1, 2, 3 is the back of his hand. Then we have 1. Then we get the line that goes down. Right there. And from there we go back up. With 2 here. 1 on each side. This is the inside of his hand. And here we go up to his belt. Which connects again right there. Like that. And then it goes up 1, 2, 3 more. 1, 2, 3 more. And then we go across and we have again 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Then from the middle on we go 1 left. And we get 1, 2. So 1, 2. And then we go 1, 2, and that then connects there. Yeah, that's right. So like that. Okay. So that's that. Okay, so let's actually fill in his arm a little. And we have dark purple and light purple for that. Which the dark purples is just going to be a border around his collar. Or his scarf or whatever it is. Like that. And then the dark line is right there. Oh yeah, because it's 3, not 2. 3 across. We actually get 2 more to fill in right there. So 1, 2. And then on this end we have 2 dark ones. Right there. And then there. And then we're at the height of his belt buckle, I think. Or his actual belt, yeah. It goes across right there. So let's actually finish up this row of blacks. And his belt is just a dark brown. Maybe a little bit reddish brown. So I think this is actually the color for that. Even though it doesn't really show up all that well on camera. Right there. So that's his belt. That means there is still one more dark purple here on the bottom right corner of his shirt. And then all of this just gets filled in with the lighter purple. So let's go on ahead and do that. Okay, so far so good. Get in there. There we go. Let go. Ah. Okay, so that's his shirt filled in. We still need to make his other arm over here. We'll get to that in a sec. There. Okay, so let's actually fill his arm up now. Let's see. We have a dark one there. And a dark one right there. And the rest of them are the bright ones. So, like that. There, that's his glove. Okay. Now before we go on to his pants, let's actually make the other arm now. Which starts off one below this row of blacks. So right there. And it's then 1, 2, 3 singles. So 1, 2, 3 singles. And then we get 2 for his elbow. Right there. And then we just connect all the way back with a diagonal line. Like that. And then let's see, we have 3 bright purples up top. Then we get 1 row of darks. There. And it's actually a black there to emphasize the fact that his arm is curled. And then the rest is just just like that. Okay, that's his other arm. Then let's move on to his pants. Where this line from right here goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. So we already have 2, 3, 4. One more. 5. And then we get a single and a single. So a single and a single. Then one across from the bottom single. We get 1, 2. Which then goes 1 to the right for 3. So 1, 2, 3. And then it goes across. It leaves 2 spaces, that's correct. 1, 2, 3 again. Then we get a double down. Right there. A single. And then we get 1, 2, 3 down, I think. So 1, 2, 3 down. Here as well. That's the rest of his pants. And then we follow that up with his shoe, which goes down just in a straight line right here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in total. And we get 2 extras next to it. Here, when we had the 1, 2, 3, we get a 1, 2. And we get a single. Then we got a double, which is one above that, yes. Which means we get, let's see how many, 1, 2. Hold on. This one goes there, doesn't it? Yeah. There. So we have 1, 2, 3 here in the middle still left. And then we get a square with a thingy. Thingy. Well, what the heck is a thingy? Words! Words are difficult. There, that's the outline of his 1 foot. Let's finish off the outline of his other leg as well. Which, well, we done his leg, we just need to his other shoe, basically. So this one just keeps going straight down until it hits the corner of the one below. Like that. Then we go 1, 2, 3 across next to it. 1, 2, 3 across next to it. Here, after this single, we get a 1, 2. Excuse me, a 1, 2. Then we get a single and then a double. So a single and then a double. And this one just goes 1 down and then all the way to the end. And the double then connects to the same thing we had on the other foot. Like, get weird. Like that. There. Get over here. There and there. That's the outline of his feet. So now let's color in his pants, which are yellow, but not bright yellow. So I'm thinking I'm gonna use a little bit of an orange yellow for the dark spots. Right there. There. Those are the dark spots right there. There's one here in the tippy toppy corner. And then we actually make a little bit of a shadow for his crotch. Which is 2 here. And then 3 on top. One, 2, 3 on top. And then the rest is just bright yellow. Or the bright air yellow. Which goes from here. Like that. Stops there, yeah. And on the other leg it stops there. Okay. Then we just fill in the rest. Na 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 na. Okay. And that means we are also almost done with this one. Let's see. So for his shoes, we start off with one row of dark, one row of light, and then the rest is dark. And the same thing goes for his other foot. So 2 darks, 2 lights. And then we fill in the rest with just darks. Bye bye! Yeah, but that's the thing. Like I said, these ones are smaller than the Rincewind one we did last time. And with Rincewind, we also were figuring out which shades of red we were going to do light and dark, because there were a whole lot more shades. Well, with these ones, like the Piranha Plant was pretty much straightforward, because we had like a good example. Same thing goes for Shovel Knight. And for this one as well, like, even though there are a lot of shades there, we didn't really have to figure it out ourselves because we had the example right here. But yeah, there we have Blount. From the Goblins series. Or well, only from Goblins 3. Then again, technically also from Goblins 2, but that's spoilers, I think? Well, no, it's spoilers for 3. Yeah, whatever. Whatever, doesn't matter. Old games. Save, yeah, well, we'll see if we can save this. I am actually gonna try this. I'm actually gonna give this a try with the floating pixels. I'm actually gonna see if I can make this work. It's gonna be tricky, but I am gonna try. Ugh. And it might fail, but we'll see. I can always add the transparent ones after, if I still have. Well, I don't have the ones that I used before. I don't have those anymore. But that's weird because I also don't have them in my box, and I should have had them there. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Hello, Mr. Iron. Help me, please. Oh, this is dangerous. Ah! Come on, please work. Please just work, please. Please. I really want this to work. Okay. Well, here goes nothing. Actually gonna do his hair a little bit more than usual, just to see if I can make them stick. I don't think so. I don't think it's gonna work. Oh, I don't think this is gonna work. Doesn't look like they're even touching. don't think they're even touching, so I don't think this is gonna work. Oh, yeah, I don't think this is working. Let's see. Come on, let's go. Yeah, no, it's not working. Look, they're actually sticking to the ironing paper right here. Like, he's got a haircut. Yep, nope, this is not gonna work. Ah, that's too bad. Let's actually put these back in the correct place. This one was right there. This one was right there. And then this one. Get over here. This one was right there. Okay. So this is what we got. Okay, now how are we gonna salvage this? Because I do not have the transparent ones. I could give him like a white radiance. So just go with a white all the way around everything. And also here on the inside to make him like glow a little. I could do that. But I don't know if that is gonna look appropriate. I'm not sure. How are we gonna do this? What if we just fill in his hair a little bit more? Or does that destroy the idea of his hair a little bit too much? So what if we put blacks like right there, just to connect? Like that. Like that. Would that work? That or a background. Yeah, but that's the thing. Then I need to redesign the entire background that goes with this. And that is gonna be a lot of work, and like it needs to be within context of the game. So that is gonna make it a little weird. I feel like this one then should at least go here. And this one goes here, I think. We're getting creative up in here to make this work. I think this is then the best that I can do with it. Maybe add one then here as well. this makes it that his hair is not perfectly similar, but I think this could work. Do I like this? It's close enough. It's close enough. I think I'm okay with this. I think I'm okay with this. Okay, now let's see if we can actually add those few hairs to the rest. Scoop them down a little. Okay. Like that. It makes it so that his hair is a little bit more filled in. But at least it connects. At least they stick to where they need to be. He's actually starting to look a little bit more like Mickey Mouse like this. In my opinion. Like for some reason now, like it feels like this is gonna be the start of like big ears just to... Yeah, no, I'm okay with this. It's not perfect. It's not perfect, but I'm okay with this. Sometimes we we need to get creative like this. Crap. Did I actually go too far on the hairs now? Crap. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Okay. Let's give him a little bit more strength. Cool it. There we go. We turn it around. There we have Blount from Goblins 3. Now let's actually give you the same treatment we gave the other two by putting you underneath some heavy stuff to keep you a little bit more flat. There. Okay. Okay, let me work my magic for a sec. Huh. We go there. There we go. There. And go there. And then I think something like this should be correct. Let's see. Nope. Need to go higher, but lower. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay. Let's actually turn the music down a little bit more. Not all the way, just ever so slightly more down. There. Okay, that is the perler stream done. Let me actually pull out everything that we did today. Huh, you can go over here. There, we got that. And let's take you with us for a sec. Okay, so we started off with Petey Piranha. What's up? Ta-da! This one is for the beauty nerd. She's gonna get this one next week on Saturday. Then I'm gonna be able to give this to her. So yeah, there. That is the first one. Then after that we did a Shovel Knight, and now you can see he is a little bit more strong. Now the shovel is still a little bit bendy, so you do need to be careful. It's only 2 Bs wide, but it is still very strong. As long as you iron out both sides to actually give it that strength. But yeah, here we have, or well, maybe for you it should look like this more. But yeah, Shovel Knight. Ta-da! And then after that we did Blound, where this one is actually pretty accurate, this one. But that's simply because Mario is a somewhat older game, which makes these kinds of things easier. Holy crap, easier to recreate. So this one is actually pretty accurate, while here we didn't really have the exact colors that we needed. Like that. Like the dark pieces here compared to the brighter pieces look a little bit more greenish, which is actually true. If we hold on, let's, oh, I'm upside down. If we go to hold on, go away. It's not so much greenish as it is just more dark teal. But yeah. Anyway, it still looks good. Not perfect, but good. And the same thing goes for Blound, actually. We also needed to take some creative liberty here with his hair just to make it work. But it's still Blound. It still works. So I'm happy with it. So these two are gonna go up on the wall behind me. But first I'm gonna take pictures for Insta and Pinterest and stuff like that. But yeah. Let's actually put you back underneath the heavy stuff just a little bit more. So yeah, 3 more perlers done today. Ugh, and it's warm. But thank you guys, thank you. Let me check actually one thing. Yeah, as much as I thought. The 2 follows we got this stream were both bots. Oh my god. What? Why do they even? Why are these bots here? What purpose do they have? I really don't understand. I just don't. It's so weird to me. Like, why make a bot that follows and then unfollows a channel immediately? Why? What's the purpose? What do you gain with that? Yeah, the last one was a bot as well. It's not a, well, he, she, it, whatever, is not in my list of followers. So it's not a bot. Yeah. Whatever. Like a test. Yeah, but a test of what? Are they testing their system or are they testing me? Like a test of me to see how I react to bots following me or something? What's the point of that? Like, why? What? Test their program. Yeah, okay, but then what program are you making that should follow and unfollow Twitch channels? Why? I don't understand. What are you making then? I really don't understand. Anyway. Yeah. I guess we're done for today then. Now we do have some ideas for a next perler stream somewhere in the future. Like we could do a Pokemon at some point. Like a Pikachu or something. We could do my channel logo. That is also very much possible. Although I do have to look and see if I can make something proper out of that. Because if you look at my logo, like I'll show you, like it is all very round. Like the controller, it's all round edges and the cord is all wavy and stuff like that. So we'll have to see if I can make that work actually. But we'll have a look at that some other time. That's fine. Send up fingers. Send up fingers. Tonight we have no beauty stream. Because Beauty is taking a week off. So no stream tonight. That then brings us to Monday with Durable. What is it gonna be, Durable? Are you gonna finish off Castlevania? Take 5 seconds off of your addiction and answer me. Answer me. Or I believe you're playing with your addiction right now, I think. Oh, he's in a call with the other one. Okay, cool. That also works. Okay, so Monday, tomorrow, Durable, probably with Castlevania, maybe something else, but probably that. Then on Tuesday, Michael. Which card game is it going to be? Which one? Michael. Tell us. Yeah, the other one. Yeah. I'm number one. I'm number one. She's the other one. I'm number one. And the highlight reel. Yes, the final highlight reel. Looking forward to that. Yes. And then after that, no Beauty. Because Beauty is then still on her week off. So that brings us then to Wednesday. And then I will be back. And then probably with Durable. And we're gonna do Devil May Cry 3. For game control. Which I might actually finish. Like, I might actually give that a second stream to finish it. Not do everything 100% completion, all difficulties, blah, 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 blah. Not that, but just one singular playthrough through the entire story. I'll probably not do that in 4 hours. So, I might actually give that a second stream. But that is not gonna be next Sunday, because next Sunday we have D&D. Yes, D&D. Yes. We are gonna continue our campaign. That's next Sunday. Next week. Yes! Yes! I know. So yeah, there. That's the set of fingers. Now let's see if we can bother someone with all of you. Let's see. Is there someone who wants to be bothered by us? Let's see. Wait, who are you? I have people in this list who I don't even know who they are. Like, who are you? How did I find you? I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. Huh, wait, what? Play? Yeah, but he's playing Guild Wars 2. Meh. Yeah, I'm thinking Solstar again, but then again, we've been raiding Solstar a few times lately, so maybe we should raid someone else? I mean, it's not a bad thing to raid Solstar. I mean, it's cool. You know what? Sure, whatever. He's playing Hades, so let's just go over to Solstar, shall we? Anyway, thank you all for being here. I hope you guys enjoyed. And I will see you all at some point later. At some point. Anyway, bye-bye.